But y'all, guess what? Guess what? Guess what? Your girl hit 50K. Do you got 50K? Did you got 50K subscribers? No, you don't. No, you don't.
Gonna wait on it tonight, I wanna get nasty. Gonna wait on it tonight, I wanna get nasty.
Video, your girl is back again with a Q&A. If you know my channel, hey girl, hey. And if you're a returning subscriber, I don't even gotta say nothing because you know what's up, I know what's up, we know what's up, and that's on what. That's on period and Mary Had a Little Lamb. As y'all can see by the title of the video, today I'm back again with a Q&A, but this is not any old regular smuggler degler Q&A, y'all. This is 50K Q&A. I finally hit 50K subscribers, and y'all, it feels so surreal. Like 50,000 people decided to subscribe to my channel. If you're watching this and you subscribe to my channel, thank you. I appreciate you. It doesn't matter if you subscribed a week ago, a month ago, a year ago, 2 years ago. It honestly don't matter when you subscribe. Just thank you, because like y'all, I honestly remember when I first decided to make a YouTube channel and I wasn't serious about YouTube at all. I remember I was doing faux locks in my hair and something just was like, pull out your camera and record yourself doing faux locks. At this time, I knew you can make money from YouTube and I kind of knew how YouTube worked, but not really, y'all. My first video, I recorded it on my iPhone 8. I think I had an 8 or a 7, and my phone was like turned up like this, and I recorded the video diagonal. I didn't know that you had to put the video, your phone horizontal for it to like fit the, you know, the YouTube frame. Like, I didn't know anything. I didn't really know where I was gonna go with this. I didn't really want to grow on YouTube. It was just like, I posted a video. My first video hit like 20K views. I posted another faux lock video. That video hit 20K views. And then I posted on my community tab a few weeks ago asking y'all to ask me some questions, because I realized like a lot of y'all don't know me. Y'all be watching my videos and y'all don't really know like the basics about me. Like somebody DM'd me on Instagram and she was just like, is your real name Asia? And I'm just like, it's time for a Q&A, because there's no way you shouldn't know that my real name is Asia. And a lot of these questions were pertaining to Texas. I got a bunch of questions about Texas. Like, y'all just want to know if I'm enjoying Texas. Do I regret moving to Texas? Y'all just want to know all about Texas. So I'm going to go ahead and start the first half of this video off by answering my questions about Texas. So the first question I got was from Jordan. Hey girl, hey. She was like, how long are you planning on living in Texas? Is Texas a permanent home for you? Where do you see yourself in the next few years regarding business, YouTube career? Like, what plans do you have? And yes, girl, I love Texas. I'm so happy I moved to Texas. I don't regret moving to Texas. I feel like this is the best decision, or one of the best decisions I have ever made for myself. I feel like Texas just elevated me, and it just pushed me in a mindset that I wasn't in before. Like when I was in Florida, I was very stagnant, and I'm sorry y'all, I got a sponsorship, but I almost kind of just felt like the days were going by and the time was moving, but I wasn't moving. Like I would see things online, my friends would be accomplishing goals, my mother would be accomplishing goals, people were having kids and life was just happening, and I just felt very stagnant. I felt like the world was moving and I was just here. So I decided to move to Texas, and ever since I've been to Texas, it really shifted my mindset. Like I'm grateful. Like I'm literally living in everything that I prayed for here, and I'm just really grateful. I do see myself living here. I don't want to say in the next 5 years. I kind of see myself dying here, y'all. Like I see myself having a family here, buying a house here, enrolling my kids in school here, getting married here. Like I see all of that here in Texas. And I do get a lot of questions on Instagram of people DMing me saying like, oh, do you regret it, or did you ever wake up or you felt like you wanted to move back to Florida? Like I'm really scared to move just because I feel like it's not gonna be what it is, and And for everybody that's sending me those DMs and you have those thoughts, don't feel bad, because when I first moved, or before I made the decision to move, I had all of those same thoughts, y'all. But you literally have to ask yourself. You will never know until you try. Like you can move to another state and you can get there and you can find out like, oh, this is not what I wanted. This is not really for me. But you really wouldn't know until you gotta take that leap. But to answer your question, I don't regret moving to Texas. I do see myself having a family here, having kids here. You know, I see all of that here in Texas. My business is flourishing here. I see all of that. The next question was saying, what y'all want to know? Oh, I didn't answer your question for the girl that DM'd me, because I seen her message and I just seen it, y'all. I didn't even respond to it. But yes, my name is Asia. My real name is Asia. Somebody asked, how many kids do you want in the future and when do you want to have kids? When it comes to kids, I don't really put a date or a timeline on it. I have made a lot of mistakes in my life, and that's just something I don't want to get wrong. Like, when it comes to kids and a husband, I don't want to get that wrong, y'all. Like, my main thing is focusing on having kids with the right person and at the right time. Like, I don't want to just be like, oh, I want 2 kids and oh, I'm getting close to 30, so I'm just gonna have kids, because that's how society want us to think. You know, we're on the clock. But I don't feel that way at all. I feel like when it happens, it doesn't matter if I'm 28, 27, 30, 40, 50. It doesn't really matter when it happens. I just want it to happen with the right person. Like, that's one mistake I don't want to happen. Like, my parents have been married for 20 years and I want to be like them. Like, I want to be married for 20 plus years. Like, I don't want to get a divorce. I don't want to have kids with somebody that I don't even like, because a lot of my peers are having kids right now, and as soon as they get pregnant, it's like they're breaking up, they're no longer together. And it's just like, I don't want to be in that statistic. I don't want to build a family. I don't want to raise a child in a broken home, basically. So I don't have a time period. Whenever it happens, it happens. I can say I would hope for it to happen in the next 5 years, but if it doesn't, I'm okay. Like, I'm content with that. I just want it to be the right person. Somebody asked if I was single. Yes, girly, I am single. I'm just, you know, I'm moving, I'm dating. It's very ghetto in Texas. I was in the Texas group me earlier, I think, not earlier today, but I was in the Texas group me like a few days ago, and somebody asked, or she said, I'm moving to Texas in a few days, how is the dating scene? And all the girls was just like, it's very zesty here. The men are very flamboyant, and it's just not giving husband material here. And I concur. Like, I agree with them wholeheartedly. Like, dating here is very ghetto. Men are not consistent. So I'm dating, but it's at a slow pace, y'all. I'm just kind of having fun with it, and I'm not really like jumping into anything serious, because like I said, men, really, you can't get past texting somebody for 3 days here in Texas, because the men are they hot and cold. They like, they in, they out. Like, it's a lot here. And if you from Texas, you know what I'm talking about. Somebody said, are you enjoying the city? Yes. I think your name is Marilyn. Yes, boo, I am enjoying the city. I love Texas. And I know why y'all keep asking me this, simply because I have done a few story times about my run-ins with nail techs here, hair techs here. Like, I had my little issues with people, but for the most part, I'm not mad at it. Like, I didn't expect to move to Texas and just think like my life was gonna change and all. No, I still expected to have problems and issues and, you know, have bumps in the road, because, you know, that's life. Life is up and down. By moving to another state, that's not gonna mean like all your problems are just gonna go away. Like, no, that's not the case. That's not the case. But for the most part, I like Texas and I don't regret moving here. And I had that same thought. Like, I remember I think it was like my second or my third day in Texas. I was in my apartment and it was empty as hell, y'all. I had my mattress, which was on the floor. I think I had a couch, I had a rug, and I had a few kitchen essentials. And I was thinking to myself, like, what if, because at that point, I didn't like really form an opinion, or I didn't really think deep into it. But I was just like, what if I don't like this? Like, what if I have to, like, I do all of this and I end up not being happy here and I have to move back to Florida? Like, I thought about all of that. And ever since that night, I basically just told myself, life is what you make it. It doesn't matter if I was in Orlando or in Texas or in LA or in Atlanta. I feel like I would have liked it there too, because life is just what you make of it. Somebody asked me, how do you get over a breakup? Like, what's some coping mechanisms? Hey, Chantel, and I know usually when people give advice about getting over a breakup, they're like, oh, just go out and get your mind off of it and do this and do that. But y'all, personally for me, I can't do that. Like, I feel like that's putting a band-aid over your heartache. When I'm going through something, I kind of just sit in my thoughts and I just go through it. Like, I went through a breakup, I want to say 7 months ago, y'all, and dead ass, I was listening to sad music, and I would cry every day on my way to the gym. Like, I would still like hang out with family, I was around loved ones, but I would still cry. Like, I would let myself just like sit in my feelings. Like, I would play, what's that song? I would be playing Rod Wave, I would be playing sad Drake songs, and I would just in my car on my way to the gym, boohoo, crying my eyes out. And I kind of just sat in my feelings. And something that could help you if you have a hard time expressing your feelings, I would say everything that you like, everything that hurt you in that relationship, I would say just write it down. Write it down, reflect on those feelings, live in those emotions, and I feel like that'll help you get over your breakup. I know people be like, oh, go out, drink, have sex with other people, like, you know, just date and do. And for me personally, that doesn't really help. Like, you're gonna go out, you're gonna sleep around, you're gonna drink, you're gonna, you know, try to do things to keep your mind off of it, but really that's just putting a band-aid on the issue. You really need to like sit in your thoughts and just deal with it. Eventually you'll get over it. Like, time heals everything. Honestly, I think I've been through only one heartache in my life, and it took me about a month to get over it. And I was in that relationship for 3 years, and I can honestly say it took me a month, because during that month I really saw in my feelings. Like, every day for a month, y'all, I cried and I cried and I cried and I cried. And then one day I woke up and I'm just like, damn, like, I don't even miss him anymore. Like, I wasn't sad about it. Like, I cried all I could cry, but I really sat in my feelings. Yeah. Somebody was like, how do you manage your vacations? Like, what apps do you use, and how do you find these places, and which airline do you think is the best? So when it comes to vacation with me, y'all, I'm not really the best at planning. I honestly will go on Google, and what I would do is type in, I won't type in an actual destination, I would type in a country. So I would say from Texas to Asia, from Texas to Europe, from Texas to Central America. I would basically just type in a continent, and it would just pull up the, you know, the cheapest flights to the highest, and then I would just decide like that. And then once I find a country, a city, a place that I want to go to, I just start doing research on it. I don't really pick destinations by like, for example, you know, everybody want to go to Jamaica. Jamaica is a popular tourist place, but I don't really do that. I'm finally going to Jamaica this summer. I did see somebody ask me when would I be coming to Jamaica, and girl, that's this summer. I can't wait. The picture's gonna be on point. But I don't really decide like that. I decide based on price, and you just have to be very flexible. I'm very flexible with my schedule. I do have another vacation coming up. I'm supposed to be going to Colombia, and I don't really pick vacations like that. I let the vacations pick me, if you know what I mean. Like, type a location in on your phone for wherever you at, wherever you located, type in a continent, and then decide like that, and then just go with the flow. Also, I do have an app that I use. Let me see. I know I usually book off Google Flights. Skyscraper is a good one. I believe Skyscanner is a good one. Cheapflights.com is a good one, and Google Flights. But 90% of my flights, I book them off Google. I don't really like going through third-party websites, but every now and then I do catch a deal on them. But yeah. Another question I got was, somebody asked like hella questions. She said, do you think social media influences how you vet your partner, and what are your expectations for a relationship or a friendship? Yes, girl, social media definitely dictates how we date now in these days. Like, every day I follow the Spiritual World, I follow Justin LA, all the little toxic pages, and every day subconsciously it like affects us. Like, I think a few days ago I seen a meme on there, and if I can find it, I'm gonna post it, but some girl was on there and she was just like, we expect the bare minimum, like talking, taking me on dates, words of affirmation, showing me affection. All of these things are the bare minimum, and I started to believe her. Like, at one point I thought all of these things were the bare minimum, but actually I don't really think it's the bare minimum. I feel like we're living in an age where we let other people decide what's the bare minimum for us, what's considered as high value. Like, we let other people decide our values. Like, a lot of people don't think for themselves. And I honestly, nowadays, I know somebody probably gonna disagree, like, oh, that's the bare minimum. But girl, to me, it's not the bare minimum. Like, communication is key to me. So many people, when I say so many people, young, old, whatever, so many people do not know how to just communicate, like the basic level, like just communicating, talking to somebody to understand. A lot of people talk to just reply. They don't really talk to try to comprehend or resolve an issue. So if I meet somebody and they're consistent and they have good communication skills and they're emotionally available, I'm like, I'm in love. Like, you got me halfway there. Like, I'm gonna be in love in 3 business days if you're doing all of that. But to somebody else, she may be like, oh, that's the bare minimum. That's what he's supposed to do. But ma'am, there's so many men that's not doing that. That's like a good example I can use is when men that take care of their children, you'll see a man taking care of his children, and then you'll see a woman comment below and she'll be like, that's his child. That's what he's supposed to do. We're not praising these men for doing. But man, there's so many men that don't take care of their children, that don't pay child support, they don't call their children on birthdays and holidays. They don't do any of this. So I know you're saying it's the bare minimum, but in a lot of cases, it's not the bare minimum because the masses are not doing it. So we should kind of just you should let your own values and goals dictate how you want your relationship to be. You shouldn't let social media dictate that. And I'm guilty of it. Like, I would see these posts and they would be like, oh, if he can't do this or he can't do this for you, then like, what is he? And it's just like, you can't apply that to your man. A lot of things we see on social media is for celebrities and people with money. When I say money, I would say somebody that's making over 6 figures, because we do know on the internet everybody like that, like they rich, they got money, but most people don't make 6 figures in a year. So that's not minimum. That's not money. Like, I remember seeing a debate a few weeks ago. So they were like, oh, 6 figures is really not a lot of money. That's fine. It may not be a lot of money to you, but to the masses, 6 figures is a lot of money. And a lot of people in this lifetime will not make 6 figures. Only a small % of people make that much money. So a lot of these tweets and things that we're seeing where people are like, oh, he should be able to buy you this, or he should be... That man make 30K a year. The person that make this, mean her man probably make 300,000 a year, and that's her standard, and that's fine. But don't go and plaster this on social media, and then you have a young girl looking at it and she thinking, oh, my man can't buy me a Coach bag, so that means that he's not a good man, or he's not a provider, or he's not this. And it's just like, no. We gotta know our caliber. We gotta date on our caliber, date on our level, and stop trying to use means to, a means to justify like what we want in a relationship. It's really weird. What somebody else said. What's something you really want to do and haven't done, or somewhere you really want to go and haven't been? It would be Jamaica. I'm finally going to Jamaica in July. I do know I have a few followers from Jamaica. So if you're interested in seeing me, or if you live anywhere near Montego Bay, slide in my DMs, girl, because the end of July I'm gonna be in Jamaica and I want a good time, y'all. I want y'all to show me a good time. So yeah, I'm going to Jamaica. Somewhere else I want to go is Bali. Bali is like my dream vacation, and I just haven't been, just simply because it's expensive. Oh, my camera is dying, y'all. But I just haven't been because it's expensive and I don't really have the funds to go to Bali right now. Plus, flights from Texas is high as hell. So that's why I also want to go to Tokyo. I know I'm gonna go one day, but I want to have a Tokyo friend. I want to make a Tokyo friend before I go over there, y'all. And that's pretty much it. Bali, Tokyo, and Jamaica was my dream vacations. And I know y'all thinking like, girl, everybody done been to Jamaica, but I have yet to go. So don't do too much. What are some advice you would give a college student who's trying to balance having a job and being a full-time student? Hey, Naturally Naya, and girl, it's a lot. I've done it and it was a lot. At one point in college, I was working 2 jobs. Full-time at the Ghetto Call Center. I worked part-time as a loan consultant, and I was in school full-time. I was taking 16 or 15 credit hours that semester, and it was a lot. Like having 2 jobs, doing school, trying to like you know, have a social life and have a life with Christ, because I remember during that time I was trying to go to church consistently, I was trying to read my Bible. It was a lot, and to be honest, you just gotta find what works best for you. Like for me during that time, what worked best for me was letting one of the jobs go. I had to quit. But you may be able to push through, or you may not have that option. You may not be able to pay all your bills with just one job. So you might, you know, have to like struggle it out. But for me, I just really thought to myself, like, what's more important? Me getting a degree or me going to work? Like, you really have to choose. I quit one of my jobs and I worked for a company that really cared about me. Like anytime school became too overwhelming, or if I had a study session I wanted to go to, I would literally just email my manager and be like, hey, I can't come in today because I have this due. And he really understood, and that was that. Like I had that job my last 2 years of college and they really worked with me. It was times where I didn't go to work, and because I didn't go to work, it reflected in my paycheck and I couldn't pay my bills, and I was able to come to my manager and be like, hey, I'm going through this, that, and that. And my manager would offer me money and be like, anything you need, I'm here for you. If I had car problems, my manager would offer to come pick me up to take me to work. So the best advice I can give you is try to find a job that respects you, that cares about your time, that understands what you're going through. And I know most companies don't, but if they can't honor that you have school and school is a priority, then you need to find somewhere else that honors you and respect you. And I know that may sound a little harsh, because I do understand everybody don't have that option, but it's important to have that option, because it's a lot of people that's working for companies that don't care about them. Like if you drop, God forbid, but if you drop dead today, they're gonna replace you tomorrow. So it's really important to work with a company that care about you. And that's kind of how my mindset was. Like if I needed to do something and my managers, they weren't understanding, but if they weren't understanding, I would be okay with parting my ways from that job, because I knew that my schoolwork was here and the job was here. So you can prioritize it, but it's easier to prioritize it if you have a job that just really cares about you and understands what you're going through. But again, like I said, that's not possible for everyone, but I would try really hard to try to find a job that cares about you. Let me go back to the thing, y'all. Give me a moment, because I don't know why my phone just shut down. But guess what, y'all? Guess what? Your girl hit 50K. Do you got 50K? Do you have 50K subscribers? No, you don't. No, you don't. Your girl really hit 50K. Also, comment down below, what was that moment that made you subscribe to my channel? Like, I know for the first 10K of y'all, if you were here when I had 10K subscribers, the first 10K was strictly just from hair related content. I didn't do any story times. I didn't do any girl chats. I didn't vlog. All I was doing is my hair on camera, and people loved it. So if you subscribe from the hair tutorials, let me know. If you subscribe from the story times, let me know. Like, let me know what was that moment and you was like, I fucks with this girl and I'm gonna subscribe to her channel. Like, what was that moment for you? I want to know. But my phone is back up. Somebody said, I remember you briefly mentioned something to do with your dad in a story time. Do you or your mom still have a good relationship with him, and how close are you with your half siblings? Okay, so I think her name is C-Lee98. Hey girl, hey. And no, my dad got deported back to Kingston when I was 13 years old. Before he got deported back, we already didn't really see eye to eye. We had like a rocky relationship, just simply because I feel like my father wasn't doing what he was supposed to do for our daughter. Like, he didn't call me regularly on holidays to tell me happy birthday or Merry Christmas or Thanksgiving. So, you know, we just had a rocky relationship. So when he got deported, things kind of got worse. I was still communicating with him a little bit here and there, but I just noticed that he didn't really reciprocate the energy. So I don't know. I really haven't talked to him much since. And I remember what triggered it. I was like in 11th grade and I was in class, and my father had commented on my Facebook. He commented on a picture on my Facebook, and it was like an old picture, y'all. So this probably was in like 2013, 2014, and I probably posted this picture in like 2011, like it was like a year old picture, and my father commented on it and he started bashing my mom on this picture. He was just like, you a B, you a hoe, you a he was saying, y'all, he was saying all of this nasty thing about my mom, and I kept deleting the comments because you know how Facebook is. If somebody comments on your picture, that person is gonna comment on it, and then they're gonna say Asia blah 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 commented on this picture, and people will be able to, like, you know, be in your business. So I kept deleting it, and my mom ended up seeing the comments. She was on there arguing with him, you know, defending herself, and they were going back and forth, and I'm just like, this is too much. This is very toxic. This is something I shouldn't see. Like, I shouldn't hear and see my dad talking negative and nasty about my mother. So I blocked him off Facebook, and that was the last time I talked to him. Like, I blocked his number that day. I blocked him on Facebook, and I really haven't spoke to him since. I do speak to him every now and then. Like, the last time I spoke to him probably was in 2021, and it was like a very brief conversation. Before that, we probably speak every few years, and I love him as my father, but he wasn't always there for me like he should have been. So we don't have the best relationship, but I didn't lack the father figure because my mother met my stepfather when I was like 1 or 2 when they met, and they've been married for over 20 years. So I never felt the void of not having a father. Like, my stepfather was always in my life as if he was my father, and my biological father, he was there, but I just felt like he could have gave a little more. He could have done a little more. So I don't regret it. I have like beautiful siblings throughout it. I don't know if y'all know, but I do have 17 half siblings, and I'm not close with all of them, but if you watching this, you know who you are. I'm close with like 6 of them. Me and my sisters, we're more so like friends. We're like friends. Yeah, so I don't regret it. I got 17 beautiful, intelligent, smart brothers and sisters through the situation. Somebody was like, what's your favorite YouTuber? I don't really have a favorite, but YouTubers that I watch is Alexis Rebecca. That's my girl. I watch Kyra. I watch I Am Chelsea. I watch De'Ara, even though I need to catch up on her vlogs. I watch I Am Zoe. I watch Jade Denise. I watch Renee's Beauties. I'm sorry if I'm butchering y'all names. I watch her. That's my girl. Who else do I watch? I watch I Am Official Robin. I can't think of her name right now, but I watch this other girl. She do story times. I love her. I watch quite a few people, but I don't really necessarily have a favorite YouTuber. There's nobody that I just watch every day. Kennedy Simone used to be my favorite YouTuber probably a few years ago, but honestly, y'all, the more I do YouTube, I stop really watching YouTubers. I don't know why, but I really don't watch anyone right now. I'll click on a video here and there, but I don't really have a fave at the moment. Do you miss Florida? No, I do not miss Florida. Would you consider Texas your new home? Yes, I do consider Texas my new home. Somebody asked my dream vacation. I already went over that. Do you believe in marriage / dream of marrying? Yes, I do believe in marriage, but y'all already got the spill on that. I just want to marry the right person. I don't really care about the time. I just want it to be the right person because I do not believe in getting a divorce. Oh, this is a good question. She was like, some YouTubers started reading their subscriber story times. Would you? Okay, I already did that, girl. You a little late. So if you're watching this and you have a story time that you want to send it to my email. I'm gonna have a link down below. She asked, wait, I just lost it. Do your breasts cause back pain? Have you ever considered a reduction? No, y'all, for the most part, I do not have any back pain. I feel like that's why I have a wide back. Like, God created me perfect. Like, he wanted me to have a wide back so it can support my tickle biggies. And no, they don't really hurt. They don't really bother me at all. I have thought about getting a breast reduction, but I know it's pointless right now because I do plan on having kids one day. And as you know, when you get pregnant, your boobs grow. So I'm not gonna go and get a breast reduction and then have kids and they grow and then I have to get another breast. Yeah, so if I do get a breast reduction, it will be after I have kids. Do you plan on playing around with new content ideas, or have you found your niche? Honestly, I like to say I don't have a niche. Like, I'm not a story time channel. I do story times for y'all. I do girl chats for y'all. I do vlog every now and then. I do hair videos. I do makeup videos every now and then. I don't really have a niche. I kind of just do what I like to do, and that's kind of how I want my YouTube to be. Like, a lot of content creators, they get tired of doing YouTube because they feel like they have to do or follow their niche or do what their followers watch. But no, I don't care if nobody sees my video. If there's a video that I want to post about me eating M&Ms, I don't know, I'm gonna post it. Like, if I want to hop on a video, I'm gonna do it. I'm never gonna let my followers dictate whether or not I post it, because at the end of the day, this is my channel, and I feel like YouTube should be something that I enjoy and you enjoy. And once you just start doing it for the money or doing it to follow your niche, I feel like that's when you fall out of love with content creating, and your followers are gonna see it. Like, I'm sure y'all would much rather me do what I want to do than do what y'all want me to do, because it's gonna show in my videos. That's why y'all don't get story times like hella crazy. I know y'all be wanting me to drop story times every day on a Wednesday, but it's just like, I can't do that because I will be burnt out, and y'all gonna know I'm burnt out because I'm not gonna put energy or effort into my story times. So I like to, well, let's just say this, I still have fun with content creating, and I feel like I do because I don't have a niche, and I post kind of what I want to post, and I post sporadically. I'm consistent, but I don't have a schedule. Like, I really enjoy what I do, and I want to post and continue to enjoy what I do, and I feel like I would do that if I continue to post what I want to post and not what y'all want me to post or what fits in my niche. I hope that answered your question, girl. Have you ever thought about doing small business or black business promos? Yes, if y'all would like me to do that. I don't know if I have a lot of followers that have a business, but if you have a business and you would like me to do a whole video dedicated to small business promos or black business promos, let me know. I would definitely do that for y'all, because I wanna start buying from more black owned businesses and see what y'all get. Would you ever do a reality TV show? You know, somebody told me that I look like the type that could be on the Bad Girls Club, and if this was like maybe in 2015, straight out of high school, I definitely would have been on a Bad Girls Club. I would definitely apply to do that. But at this big age, y'all, I'm not fighting nobody. I wouldn't do any reality TV show, because honestly, reality TV hurts your reputation. So I probably wouldn't do it at this big age. But if it was back in 2015 and they wanted your girl, I would have done it. How did you get so pretty? Thank you, Whitney. It's because my mother made me pretty. My mother is really pretty. I'm gonna post a picture of me and my mother. I could post a picture of me, my mother, and my father. That's why I'm cute. Is it hard being away from your family? No, I think her name is Carissy. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but no, it's not hard at all. Like, me and my mother, we have a very tight-knit relationship. I talk to my mother almost every single day, if not every day, probably every other day, y'all. And I get attitudes when she don't answer my phone call. I call my mother and I be like, you were supposed to answer my phone call on the first ring. And if she don't answer my phone call on the first ring, I literally have an attitude, y'all. Like, me and my mother is like this, and my mother and my father, they're always together. So when I'm talking to my mother, I end up talking to my father. Very close. Yeah, so I don't really miss my family. The only thing that I do miss is my niece. My brother did have a baby last year, and I left Florida when she was at this age where she wasn't talking. She wasn't even a toddler, y'all. She probably was about four months when I left, and that's my worst fear. I want my niece to know me as TT. I want her to be able to call me when she gets older. I want us to have a tight relationship. But right now, she's so young and I'm not physically there. So that kind of scares me. That's like the only thing that I regret about moving to another state, is not being able to form the type of bond that I want with my niece. Like, that will hurt me if I'm not the TT that she called when the girls want to fight her. Like, if I'm not that TT for her, y'all, I would be crushed. Somebody said, do you have a man? Again, no. Dating in Texas is very ghetto. I am single. I am single. Do you want kids in marriage? I already answered that. Y'all basically asking the same questions. Do you plan on visiting New York? I am visiting New York this summer, style with Chris, so yes. What else? Y'all would like a Q&A part 2, let me know. Again, thank you for all 50K of y'all that subscribed to my channel. Please let me know what was that moment that you was just like, I fucks with her, I'm gonna subscribe. Let me know, because I just want to read y'all comments and laugh. Like, I really want to know what was that moment for y'all. But again, I love y'all. I'll see y'all in my next video, and if y'all want me to do a part 2, let me know. Peace.